All right, guys. Always, guys, when you diagnose a vehicle, you have to listen to the customer, because a lot of times the customer's information will help you diagnose that car. All right, customer said car overheats, especially when you're sitting at a light, but when you start moving along, it cools down a little bit. That's an indication that's a problem with a fan. But here's the other thing. The other thing is, he said he's have to put antifreeze in it once a week. Now, that's another indication. So if you don't listen to that problem, if you don't listen to the second half and you don't listen to the first half, then you're gonna automatically go over there and start diagnosing the fans and probably misdiagnose the car. So we got the hood open, and in fact, antifreeze is kind of low, and matter of fact, guys, check out right around here. You can see those stains. I mean, that's been, and he said once he come out and all. Matter of fact, look, I don't know if you can see way down there by the stabilizer bar on the frame, you see it wet down there. All right, guys, you know what we do. So, and guys, here's his water pump right here. So that could be it. You know what we're gonna do, guys? What we're gonna do is and this is good. A shop should do this. We're gonna do a pressure test. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some water in here to fill the system up, and then we're gonna do a pressure test on it to see exactly where this thing is leaking from and if it has any more leaks. All right, we'll be right. All right, guys, to do a compression test, the first thing you do, you got to make sure you have enough fluid in the system. And we see there's a leak here, so it doesn't make no sense in you putting antifreeze in it if you know there's a leak somewhere. So we're going to put some water in here. And then we're going to get our pressure tester. We'll be right back. All right, guys, got our pressure tester kit here. And the first thing we got to do is find the right adapter. I don't know. What color we got? What color we gonna use, Sivy?
Purple. Magenta. That's not purple, that's magenta. Hot pink.
Let's see.
See? It's good.
Yeah, we'll see. Alright, let's get our bike pump here, because that's what this is, a bike pump. We'll hook it up, and then we're gonna pump the gauge up. I guess that's not it. So dang it. I gotta get another one. Alright, guys, let me find. Wait a minute, let's see here. What else we got here?
The orange one.
No. That's an outside thread.
The other orange.
No, that's not it. Let's try the brown one. Okay, let's try this one. And what you want to do, guys, is make sure this is on. Then you want to look at your cap. Now you see this the operating system on this is 16 psi. So what we're going to do is bring this up to 16 psi, pretty much right there at between the red and the green. All right?
That was the back of the...
All right, we got to look at this, guys. We got a hose back here. And these are the fittings that suck.
Busted.
So what we need to do, guys, this got to be fixed so we can do another pressure test, because I know we got a leak over here too. But you know what? And these lines suck. I hate these fittings. So how we gonna do this and be able to test over there? Now, guys, what you can do in an emergency, you get something like this. I'm gonna show you what you do in an emergency. What you do is, yeah, that thing was dry rotted all around here. We're gonna take this fitting off. You can't see it. What we can do is get this fitting off of the line, See if we can squeeze those 2 tabs in. Let me get a needle nose. And if we can get this hose, get enough to take this fitting, the ring, cut the ring off, get the other piece of plastic out of there, and put a regular clamp. Why they never put a clamp on this, I have no idea. Why they do this stupid thing, I have no idea. But put a regular clamp up there and it will hold a lot better than that plastic. So let's bring this up in the air. And you don't want to move this too much because at the other end of this is plastic as well, and you don't need to break that. So what we're going to do here is try to get that thing off of there. So be right back. Alright guys, we got our needle nose. What I'm going to do here is reach down there, squeeze those 2 clips together, take my other hand and try to back that fitting up. And of course it's difficult to do. Now guys, it's broken anyway, so heck, what I'm going to do here is see if I can, dang it, see if I can break the rest of this off. I just turned it. Now the object, what I'm doing, matter of fact, since it's turned, squeezing those tabs in right there will release, will squeeze that little tab in, will squeeze that in, and I'll be able to slide that off. But this is not so hard, easy to do. So what we're going to do is, see that black line right across there. What we're going to try to do is break that off. And that way you ain't got to worry about that no more. And then twist it around. Dang it. Okay, twist it around to break the other side. And now we should be able to pull that off. Of course, it's not going to come off that easy. Let's see if we can help it along the way. In fact, let me change over to my hose pliers. I'm gonna hook it around there. And take that piece off. Now, this piece right here, that's all you have to do. You can just bend that out of the way. Figures. Get that other piece off. Okay. We got that off. That is good. Now, what we're going to do is pull our hose up here. Now we're going to get us our cutter, and we need to cut this off. Now, if you don't have a cutter, you can probably use some wire cutters, and that's going to take you a long time, guys. Let's get you a air cutter, a cutoff tool. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we got a little wheel, and what you want to do is try not to go into the hose, but if you have to, I mean, that's cool. But that's all you want to do is just cut a slit right into that. And if you can see right there, where I'm just starting to touch into the hose. That's where you want to stop at. That's going to be good enough. Now what you're going to do, we're going to get us a little flat screwdriver, maybe a pair of pliers. We're going to start bending that piece and get that little clamp off. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, what you're going to do, guys, be careful when you do this. You'll stab your hand and you'll be looking crazy in the face. Alright, so what we're going to do, look at that. Look how perfect that came out. Just bend that off. Get you your pliers. Take that clamp right off. Look at that. Look how perfect that came out. Now, but we're not done yet, guys. The next part is very important. Inside of this hose, I can feel it right there, is the rest of that plastic fitting. So now you have to get that out. This thing is kind of difficult to get out. Now to get this out, what you're going to need is your pliers, and you're going to need your needle nose. So what you want to do, first thing you want to do, you need to break that piece up so it's easy for the needle nose to get to. So you take your pliers, make sure your pliers is an open end. Now keep your hose held in a way that none of those plastic pieces go back into the cooling system and clog it up. So you keep it up like this. So I know our fitting is right there, so there's no way it can back up. So we're going to take it, breaking that up. See if it wants to come out. There it is. Look at that. Look at that right there. Look, I don't even need my needle nose. All the pieces, and that is some real soft plastic. You notice you didn't even hear it break apart. This thing is like really brittle. That's why I don't know why they did it. Now you want to look inside and notice I'm keeping it so the stuff anything else in there won't back up. I want to make sure. Matter of fact, let me get a light here. Oh yeah, perfect, clean. So all the pieces are out. So we're good to go. We are 90% of the way done. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's get these pieces out of the way. This is why I don't understand why Ford did this, why they adopted this system, because nothing was wrong with the clamp and the hose. Get you a nice new clamp, put it on the hose, bring it back to where it was, put your hose on. Now to tighten that up, you're going to need, instead of using a screwdriver, you're going to use a 5/16 socket. Now what I'm going to be using is an 8mm swivel 1/4" drive with my about an 18" 1/4" drive extension and my 1/4" drive ratchet. And what I'm going to do is bring this right there, hold it into place, and then I'm going to tighten that. Dang it, thought I was going to tighten that up. Then I'm going to go ahead and tighten this clamp up. So let's tighten this clamp up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got that clamp nice and tight. Look how perfect that is, guys. That is much better than the original. That looks good. Alright, so now we're back to our pressure test. Now we probably definitely lost some antifreeze in there. So let's open this up. And let's see what happens. Let's tighten this back up. All right. Let's go back up to 15, 16 psi. Okay, now we wait. We watch the gauge to see if the gauge is going to drop. And right now, yes, it's dropping very, very slowly. So now we got to go around the system and look for that leak. And what I brought is a mirror because I definitely see some stains where the water pump is. So I got my mirror here, and I want to look up under the water pump. Where is it? There it is. Oh, that water pump was definitely leaking though. You can see the inside the mirror?
Mm-hmm.
That was... But I don't see nothing now. Let me see what pressure we're at. We're dropping very, very slowly. I know it's hard to see. You know, wait a minute, wait. There, how's that?
I still don't see.
Me neither. I mean, we see old stain.
Maybe he's had the water pump done before.
No, it definitely don't look like it was done before.
Maybe it needs more pressure.
No, I'm at.
But it's 16, right?
Yeah, 16. But I brought it up to 16 before, and that plastic thing broke. So, you know, just in case any of those other which they are, if that one plastic is that dry rotted or rotted out, the other ones are right behind it. So if I go up to 16 psi, the other one's gonna break. So we need to. That was definitely leaking from the water pump. You know, I can start the car right now. Maybe it just needs to be
to run.
Dang it. Alright guys, we'll be right back. Alright guys, I still am not seeing, I mean guys, even though it's obvious that that was leaking, what I'm going to try here is with the pressure still on it, we're going to start the car up. See if it's got to circulate a little bit. And when we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to release a little bit of the pressure out of this, because the system's going to start building up pressure. So I want to release that. Well, all right. So let's start this up. Alright guys, we're going to let it run for a minute and we'll be right back. Alright guys, what I'm going to do, I'm releasing the pressure. Take this off. Put the cap back on it and we're just going to let it run and build up pressure and heat up by itself. Alright, I know I lost a lot of water here. We're going to do that and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm sitting here, temperature's almost halfway, and this customer just came over a minute ago and he actually said it should get over there hot real quick. It usually takes 5 to 10 minutes from cold startup to get that hot. So that's not a good sign, guys. So I'm going to sit here and I'm trying to get it hot enough to see if the fans come on. And as you can see from the RPM, I'm almost at about 2,500. But our temperature is definitely rising. It shouldn't be long now for those fans to come on. All right, so Civi's gonna go back outside and check the fans. Be right back. All right, guys. Two things, guys. One, our radiator cap is leaking. If your cap is leaking and it's not holding in that PSI, this would definitely cause your car to overheat. So this is one thing. Number two, the stains over by the water pump. The customer said one time it stopped, it got overheated, so he went and got two bottles of this to put in there. And this could be the reason why the water pump is not leaking now. So, oh yeah, the fans are still not coming on, but we're gonna run it a little bit long, so we know we need a cap. I'm definitely gonna say a water pump for some stains around there. But we're gonna, let's make sure those fans come on, guys, because that's number one. So we're gonna run it again, bring the RPM up, and see what happens. Be right back. All right, guys, the temperature is 3/4 of the way, and our fans are still not coming on. Now, what we need to do is, dang, this thing is hot. But what we need to do is move this plug around, see if it comes on, and it don't. And what I'm gonna do is get a power probe, and we're gonna check the voltage at the fans to see if the computer is signaling this fan to come on. If it is, then we got a bad fan. All right, so we'll be right back. All right, guys, you know what? Forget that. Because the customer did tell me one thing I forgot. What we're gonna do to make sure to see if they work, we can actually cut the AC on. When the AC comes on, if those fans come on, we know the fans is good. All right, cut the AC on. Let's see what happens. All right, he cut the AC on, and the fans did not come on. Uh-oh, we got a little problem here. All right, guys, we're gonna get our power probe, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our power probe. Guys, you gotta get you a power probe. This is the Power Probe 3. You don't have to get the Power Probe 3. You can get to the other versions, Power Probe 2 or something like that, or even 1. That was good. All right, now what we need to do, guys, is, you know what? While we're here, I'm looking for. There's the red wire right there. Just trying to see how we can jump this out. Matter of fact, over here, is that thing plugged up all the way? Guys, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right between there, right down there, that's the plug for the fan, right there. It looks like it's plugged up. But what I want to do is, there's a red and a black wire, and I'm going to probe the red wire. Ow, ow, that's hot as anything. When I probe that red wire, let me make sure. When I probe that red wire right there, can you see it?
Yes.
Can you see that, Sivi? When I probe that red wire, my power probe should light up green. Now on my power probe up here on the corner, up here, you're gonna see there's a plus sign and then there's a negative sign. Well, you're not gonna see that anyway when it lights up. But there's two different tones. This is hot and this is ground. Two different sounds. The ground side. When I probe this red wire, we should have a ground. If I can get to it. Guys, I know I'm touching that.
So we got nothing?
Now, I gotta make sure I'm touching it. Now, this side right here is the ground. So let's see if I'm grounded. See, I'm actually not even grounded. Man, this is not good. And man, it got too hot in there. All right, you know, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I need to unplug this thing. That thing is hot.
Get some gloves.
I ain't gonna need no gloves, ain't no pump.
Alright. burn yourself then.
No. All right, so you know what, guys? I'm gonna have to put the key on. While it's running, let me try this out now. Alright, right now it's showing me I got 12 volts hot. So that means our hot wire is hot. The problem is I don't have a ground. So which means if I put my power probe back to ground, my fans should come on. It came on for a minute, but then it triggered out. The circuit breaker in this went out. So how can I jump that direct? So we got a bad, it is not grounding the fan. So we need to look up a wiring diagram and see what the heck is going on. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we cannot, you know what, I need to get down there and look at this plug, because that down there is a resistor. So I need to get to it and see if that plug is melted or anything. So I'm gonna take off this the expansion tank. Let me see if it has any other bolts in it. No, I don't like it. We got two 10mm bolts right here. Let's take those two bolts up. That thing is heavy. Let's lean this to the side a little bit, and you can see the plug right there. And this right here, this box, this side over here, that's the resistor. But we need to do,
yeah, no, I had to set myself up.
is unplug that. I'm gonna use my hose pliers because there is a tab over here that has to be squeezed into the connector and then pull the plug back. So I might be in your way a little bit. You know what? If I can, you don't want to move this too much because it's got plastic fittings on it. So okay, that's good enough. Let's see if we can get this thing unplugged. And that's not good, man. This thing is hard to come unplugged. Which I'm afraid, I hope it's not. It's got this wire harness in the way. Man, I think I got it unplugged. If that thing is stuck like that, man, I hope it's not melted. Alright, I got it unplugged. Let's pick this up. Dang, look at it, guys. You gotta go look at that.
Yeah.
Alright, so we need, guys, we got multiple issues here. Now, what we gotta do, now, why this thing overheats like this, it could be the resistor, it could be the fan. So actually, what this customer's gonna need now, guys, is gonna need this pigtail, and, I don't know, hopefully we can get this pigtail from someplace.
So that's not part of the resistor, that's the other side.
No, that's the other side. But you're also going to need, the other side is right here, little box. That's the resistor, and it's going to come with the wiring harness going down to the fan. We need that as well. Now, this part right here, hopefully they got it online someplace and you get a resistor, put that in there. If not, you got to go to a junkyard and hopefully it's not melted. But this thing is shot. Now, when it melts like that, that means something putting a big load on this. It also could be the fan. Could also have a problem with the fan itself putting a load on this and causing this to heat up. So I can only recommend replacing the fan at this time. But if it was my vehicle, I'd replace the fan, the resistor, the plug, the cap, the water pump. That's what we're looking at right now to actually cover ourselves on this job, man. This is wild, man, guys. This is really wild. Look at this, man. You know, this car, it's funny when you get cars with multiple problems. All right, guys, let me go talk to the customer, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we just looked it up, and check this out. Looking up a new fan. The new fan comes with the connector and the resistor, so you don't have to worry about getting that separate. It comes with the fan, so we just gotta worry about this pigtail connector. All right, we'll be right back.